Hello. Lately I've been wondering just how many layers you can wear in one day or at a time before you get to that point where there are so many layers under your armpits you actually can't move your arms anymore. Well, apparently it's still okay with 5. I've got 5 layers of clothing on because the Arctic blast has very definitely hit us. It is a tad nippy, is one way of saying it. It's around freezing point. It's not going to get above freezing all day, so that's a bit miserable. But I am out in my somewhat chaotic stable area, which we call the chicken condo, and this is where Elvis's flock lives, and also our 3-week-old chicks. So I've collected some eggs from the girls down in there, nesting boxes down there. I'm heading out to behind the piggeries, at the back of the piggeries, to see if Sneaky Chicken has left an egg or 2 for us. Didn't go and check yesterday, so there may be 1 or there may be 2 eggs. This is a cuckoo moran who's laying these. Aren't they beautiful? My plan for today had been to crack on with one of the raised beds down at the far end of the garden, but it is so bitterly cold out here. Even with 5 layers on of thermal gloves and hat, I'm just not going to do it. It's too cold, and I'm going to end up feeling miserable tomorrow. So instead of that, I'm going to have to go and find something else to do. Okay, I've found a spot on the homestead that hasn't got that east wind whistling through it, and it's next to the barn because the wind is coming in that direction, which is the exact opposite to the way it usually comes. Usually we're getting blown this way. I'm really pleased we don't get these easterly winds too often because they're mighty chilly. But anyway, here it's not as blowy as everywhere else, so I'll tell you what I'm going to do. Because once I go to do it, it's probably going to be too windy to talk to you. So I'm going to go over to the duck enclosure. I'm going to top up their water buckets and the pond, and then I'll top them up again just before they go to bed. But they're frozen in the morning, so I'm having to smash the ice on them in the morning. But at least that way, the hose going over to them isn't frozen up. And they have got some buckets of water. They're very quiet today. They've spent a lot of the day hunkered right down, staying out of the wind, and who can blame them? And of course the other place that is relatively wind free is inside the chicken palace. So this is where Big White and his girls live. So that's the Jersey Giants and the Brahmas and the Brahma crosses and a couple of other miscellaneous girls who just somehow ended up in here with him. So they've got this well, it's an outbuilding, and it was an open fronted outbuilding when we moved in, a bit like a double garage almost. It was previously used for storing a large amount of chopped wood in it. My guess would be it was probably enough there was probably enough wood here for about 5 years worth of wood burning fires, but previous owners obviously took the wood with them when they moved, so we were left with this three-sided building with a really nice roof on it. And about 18 months ago I put a front on it and a door, and so this has become it's the chicken palace. It's quite a grand space for them to live in, and that's Big White that you can hear. I don't even know why you're outside when it's so cold. I would stay inside if I was you. And I'm just enjoying the fact that there's very little wind in here at the moment, because usually it's coming through that way. Because the wind is coming from the other side, it's actually really still and pleasant in here, and not that cold, surprisingly, with my 5 layers on. So there's Big White and 10 girls in here. We had 9 eggs from them yesterday, which is pretty good going. There's lots of talking going on, girls. Are you alright? Shall I move the camera down and you can all be on camera? One of the great things about going outside when it's so cold is that when you come back in and the heating's on, you need to ditch those layers pretty quickly, and it just feels so toasty and warm in the house. So this afternoon I am going to spend a little bit of time on the sofa doing a bit more studying. In terms of work outside, it's going to be a very quiet day. I've been answering lots of emails and queries about the collaboration that I launched yesterday with Deep South Homestead, called Our Homestead World, and if you haven't seen that, I'll put a link up there. Please do have a look at it. It has the potential for being a really, really interesting collaboration. And so, wherever you are in the world and whatever you've got planned for today, I hope you stay warm, and I also hope you can join me again tomorrow.